Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Drinkard Brews. It is June in the year 2023, and I'm here to tell you today don't plan for your cards to fail. The examples I provide in the abstract will all pertain to the format Revised 40. Please click through my other videos if you want an explanation to what that format is. This concept first came to me when I was playing in a Revised 40 league. My opponent played Plains Savannah Lions turn 1, and I thought I was going to be in big trouble because usually Savannah Lions is followed by White Knight, Mesa Pegasus, Benalish Hero, maybe even Juggernaut, and Sarah Angel. And I was soft to aggressive decks that particular league. Turn 2, my opponent plays an Island and Millstone. Eventually, some cards that I did expect, like Unstable Mutation, did follow, but in the end, I was able to win the match and both games with plenty of life points and plenty of cards in my library. I asked my opponent at the end of the match what was the millstone about, and he said if his creatures didn't deal enough damage, at least he could win through milling away my library. He built around the weakness of Savannah Lions and the white weenie archetype because it does not have reach, and instead played Millstone to win the game that way. Savannah Lions wants aggressive creatures to follow it. Millstone wants ways to control the board like Circles of Protection, Control Magic, or Walls, and neither of these cards had the support that they needed because both strategies were shuffled up together. It's easy in the abstract to see what went wrong with this. My opponent planned for his cards to fail, and they did. How else do people commit this fallacy and build their decks incorrectly, in my opinion? Much discussion in Revised 40 is centered around Verduran Enchantress. She is a powerful creature who draws a card whenever an enchantment is cast, and she is the archetype leader for many formats in Magic, perhaps even all. And the problem with her in Revised 40 is that even though she draws cards and goes off with plenty of wild growths, she is very soft to Lightning Bolt. So, what do people do to shore up this weakness? In some instances, they build Verduran Enchantress with an enchantment like Web, and the extra 2 toughness granted from Web will prevent her from dying to Lightning Bolt and draw a card in the meantime. Or that's what they think anyway. Some players go as far as to build Verduran Enchantress, adding white for Castle, giving again Verduran Enchantress +2 toughness and preventing her from dying to Bolt. Unfortunately, Castle provides some sequencing issues. Should a player wait until Castle is out before they play their Verduran Enchantress? If so, it's likely to be too slow. Additionally, there are problems with the mana base. You want plenty of forests and green to play Verduran Enchantress and to go off with wild growths, and you need white mana for Castle and whatever other white spells you play, such as Holy Strength or creatures like Sarah Angel. And the deck is going to lose its speed and the strength of Verduran Enchantress once these changes are made. Instead of adding white, the deck would do better to play cards like Wild Growth into Thicket Basilisk and Lure, or Instill Energy and Lay Druid. And that way, the deck will be playing around its strength, which is plenty of mana and plenty of cards, and beaters like Crawlworm, Thicket Basilisk, and Force of Nature. And on that last note, the Force of Nature, if a player adds Web to their deck, then they're costing themselves valuable rare slots that could be occupied by the Great Big Beater. Additionally, some discussion in Revised 40 has been around Plague Rats and the optimal number of them. Plague Rats are more powerful the greater amount that you see, and so 16 is a fine number to be able to expect to have plenty of them on the battlefield and be attacking with 4/4s or 5/5s or greater and eliminate the opponent. But some people are concerned that Plague Rats is only going to be as powerful as a Scathe Zombies, which the first one is only half as good as a Scathe Zombie, and the second makes both of them equally good as Scathe Zombies. And so, what do people do? Out of their concern for Plague Rats being as bad as Scathe Zombies, they'll drop 6 of them down to 10. And with those 6 slots, they'll play 3 Singular Vampire, and 3 Hypnotic Spectre, creatures that are independently powerful on their own. But when they do this, they make 10 slots in their deck that much more likely to be as bad as a Scathe Zombie. If we look at the Hypergeometric Distribution, which another website, video, or content creator could explain to you better than I could, then we find that when we play 16 Plague Rats in our 40 card deck, we're 95% likely to hit 3 of them by turn 5. And 3 is the magic number because it takes 3 Plague Rats for each of them to be better than Scathe Zombies. If we play 10 Plague Rats in our deck, then that percentage of likelihood of us hitting 3 by turn 5 drops down to a measly 64%, meaning 1 out of every 3 games, we're going to be playing 10 cards in our deck that are as good as or worse than Scathe Zombies. So if we do want to play Singular Vampire and Hypnotic Spectre, it is best to play them in a control deck like Mono Black Rack and Discard, or some sort of mid-range deck with Juggernauts and Black Knights, maybe even Nightmare in the rare slot instead. And to play removal in our common slots like Paralyze, Drain Life, and Terror instead of the Plague Rats, which are likely to be bad. If we do want to play Plague Rats, then we want to play to their strength, which is their numbers, rather than play to their weakness, which is them being worse than Scathe Zombies if we have fewer than 2. If we want to play Wild Growth and Verduran Enchantress, in my opinion, it is best to play max number of Wild Growth and Enchantress. If we want to play Savannah Lions, it's best to play with a max number of aggressive white creatures. If we want to play Millstone, it's best to play a max number of control spells that interact with the board. Don't play around your card's weaknesses. Instead, play favoring their strengths. And don't build decks around your cards failing, or you're much more likely to experience your cards failing, in my opinion. Please send any feedback you have. If I've made any logical fallacies in this video, then let me hear about them in the comments. If you want to know more of my ideas related to this format, please follow me on Instagram at Revised40. I look forward to hearing from you. Take care. Have a good day. Good luck. Have fun.